in the 12 and under bracket. Two teams from across the country. Texas team Mizuno from Houston, Texas, and the SY Titans battling from California. And it's so glad to have you with us here from Miami, Florida, alongside Nick Belmonte. I'm Bernie Gunther. Nick, you take a look at this tournament. So much talent. 6 out of the top 10 teams are here. And what a great matchup here early in the season.
It really is. You're going to see some of the best 12-year-olds in the nation, and they get to travel from different parts of the country. They've all got to feel like big leaguers playing in a tournament of this magnitude.
And it should be some great action today with two really highly ranked teams. Cooper Benson is in center field. Sands at first. Hamovitz, the right fielder. Knightley, the third baseman. Morello, the pitcher. Cloyd is the extra hitter. And Isaac Coffey is in left field. The pitcher for Team Mizuno today is Brian Juarez, who will be on the mound for Team Mizuno. And the defense behind him looks that way. It's going to be Kyle Reese in left. Excuse me. It's Kyle Reese at light. Harden in center. Tony in right field. Koffenstein is the third baseman. Lynn Weber at short. Cherry is at second. Santos at first. And Bo Williams behind the plate. First pitch of ball. Brandon Lawrence starts off, and it's 2-0. Often you see a little bit of jitters early on. Especially in a game at this high a level. Outside corner, that's our first strike. It's 2-1. And foul back, that'll even the count at 2-2. One of the things about Travel Ball Select and USSSA, these teams have the ability to bat their entire lineup. We'll see that during the day. As we see a strikeout to start the ball game. Brandon Lawrence is retired by Brian Juarez. And there's one away. So the shortstop retired. That'll bring up Brooks Lee. Brooks Lee, the starting catcher. He was a second team Travel Ball Select All-American behind the plate. A switch hitter. Pitch on the inside to Brooks Lee. Here's a look at Brooks Lee. Grade 6, bats right, throws right.
This is a quick turnaround, Bernie, for these guys. These guys came in around 10 o'clock last night. Talking to the coach, David Lawrence, and he was telling me that they got in, got to the hotel, they're playing ball today, coming across country, but the kids are excited.
It's 2 balls and a strike. Inside out line to third, and Adam Koffenstein has out number 2. So 2 quick outs. So Cooper Benson is up next.
You know, when you get to this level, the best thing you want to do as a pitcher, just throw strikes. Get ahead of these hitters, put pressure on the young 12-you guys, and they'll usually get themselves out. Where pitchers fall into problems at this age level, they start worrying about too many different secondary pitches and not getting that first pitch strike, which is the key to pitching.
Team Mizuno looking for a 1-2-3 start to the first, and that's certainly the way you want to be in a big-time matchup like this. It's early in the season, Nick, so it certainly takes some time to adjust.
No question, you throw them in this competition as well.
Line back up the middle, there's a base hit. And our first base hit of the ball game off of Brian Juarez.
And they were trying to go up the ladder on him, but that one was about letter high, and Cooper Benson, whose favorite hobby is to watch Sports Center.
Yeah,
gotta love that. Got the first hit of this game today.
Here's Conager Sands. They say he's the biggest player on the team and has the biggest heart on the team.
Yeah, he's a guy that's always cutting up, laughing, smiling. Gap hitter. They call him Connie Mack.
Back it away.
I wonder if these young kids know who Connie Mack is.
Well, especially when they're from out of the state, I don't know that they would know who Connie Mack is. Connie Mack is senator here in Florida.
Well, they're probably going for his great-grandfather, Connie Mack, who's in the Hall of Fame as the winningest manager in all of baseball history in Cooperstown.
Inside. Challenging for these teams, especially at this young of age. Talk about 12 years old to come all the way across the country as well, Nick.
Yeah, I was talking to David Lawrence, and I was telling him they come from Central California, just north of Santa Barbara area, about a half an hour. They came across country, got here at 10 o'clock last night, and at this age, though, it probably doesn't even faze them.
Deflected by Brian Juarez. He'll toss it over to first, and that will retire the side. So the SY Titans strand a runner. We head to the bottom of the first inning, and we'll see Team Mizuno come to the plate.
USSSA is the largest multi-sport athletic association in the world. Headquartered in beautiful Osceola County, Florida, USSSA has now grown to 3.7 million members, competing in 14 sanctioned sports. From fast-pitch softball, basketball, taekwondo, and golf to being one of the largest youth baseball programs in the country, USSSA has a sport for you. Log on to USSSA.com to find out how you can take part.
Play the best and play USSSA.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
Back at Pembroke Shores Park, the TBS Miami Super Regional, the SY Titans, and Team Mizuno. It's Team Mizuno coming to the plate now. And Peyton Harden is going to be the leadoff hitter, the center fielder. We saw one hitter reach for the SY Titans out of California. That was Cooper Benson. But other than that, it was a really good start for Brian Juarez, I think, inside the circle. And now we'll see what Alejandro Morello can do. against Peyton Harden, the center fielder, a 7th grader and a left-handed hitter. A lot of these guys are really great, and we're going to see a lot of switch hitting, especially for 12-year-olds this weekend.
It's amazing how many, we talk to the coaches, how many of these kids are switch hitters, which is fantastic. And it's just like anything else. If you're going to learn a language, do it when you're early in life and you pick up on it. These kids are learning how to switch hit at 9, 10, 11, 12 years old right now, and that's fantastic. You know, decades ago, that was unheard of.
Ross Santos is the head coach for this Texas team, Mizuno. Man, a lot of heat on that one. Swing and a miss, a strike called, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And there's a little bit difference here. The team from Houston, this is their first major exposure on any national level as far as at least internet exposure on ESPN3. However, the Titans, they're old hat at this, so they're more experienced and probably will have less of a stage fright on this.
Man, blew it right by him, and a strikeout to start the ball game, and you see Morello throwing some big heat here early on.
The kid they call, however, the Titans, you're going to see they're old hat at this, so they're more experienced and probably will have less of a stage fright.
One away, and here is Bryce Toney, the right fielder, shows bunt, lays it down, but in foul territory. And sometimes when you got a pitcher like Morello throwing so much heat, that may be the answer, Nick.
Yeah, at this level, laying down a bunt, they're usually one of the hardest things to do is field a bunt at this level. And unfortunately, I know that from the minor league level, being a minor league manager, I see them botch that play all the time, even at the professional level. So if you're a good bunter at this age, you're going to get on base a lot.
Tony's favorite major league player, Dustin Pedroia. And it's funny when you take a look at kids at this age and their favorite player. A lot of times you see some of these athletes really mirror what their favorite player does.
Absolutely, and that has never changed through time. You try to adopt his batting stance. You try to do his mannerisms. It's amazing, and that's Dustin Pedroia. If you're going to pick a guy to emulate your game after, that's a good one right there.
It's 0-2. That off the outside corner of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You can see the group there from the Mizuno group from Houston, Texas area.
Here's the 1-2. Got him swinging, back-to-back strikeouts to start the ball game.
You know, it's important at this level. You get ahead of a hitter. Don't try to be too cute. Go ahead and go after him, challenge him, and you'll probably be more successful than you think. He's just going to go right after him here. 1-2 pitch. He just, again, just like he did to the first hitter.
That off the outside corner of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adam Koffenstein now the third baseman. Strike called inside. It really helps to throw strikes early in the ball game, especially when you're coming from California, and I'm sure there's some jitters here playing on national television.
Yeah, but I was talking to their coach, David Lawrence. He said this is the 3rd time they've been on national TV, so they're old hat at this stuff, probably more relaxed than most of the teams in this tournament here today.
Oh, and 2 as it's grounded down the third base line.
Koffenstein's favorite player, like a lot of the kids here from the Houston team, Josh Hamilton. Of course, they saw their hero move to the West Coast. So a lot of these Titans' favorite player might be Josh Hamilton next year.
That's true. Morello looking for 3 strikeouts. That one low and inside. It's 1-2.
Ooh, that was a tough pitch to take right there if you're a hitter. You can
Brian Juarez, Team Mizuno's pitcher, is due up next.
See Morello
this is where
goes
the SY Titans were able to get a hit in this lineup. And their top half of the first, so that one hits him on the back. And Kaufenstein is going to get first base the hard way. Up next.
See Morello right in the numbers.
Titans were able to get a hit in this lineup. And their top half of the first, so
yeah.
that one hits him on the back.
It'll just sting for a little bit. And that could be part of what you said, the jitters that these players have. Got ahead of the hitter and just drilled them in the back. The key here, though, keep throwing strikes. Get your defense on their heels, ready to go, or back off their heels on the balls at their feet, ready to make plays. Because at this level, defense is everything.
Brian Juarez, the pitcher, with 1 on and 2 outs. Inside, and Kaufenstein is going to advance to second.
Well, that's 2 in a row right around inside, and 1 off the back and 1 about head high. So Morello just lost it here last 2 pitches.
It's 1-0. As Team Mizuno trying to strike first.
And one of the things these young men have to learn early on, he's got 2 he's got 2 outs. Don't worry about that runner at second base. Go get the hitter. Don't pay too much attention to that guy at second.
Grounded to third. It's off the glove of Knightley. And we're going to see Kaufenstein hold at third as Juarez is going to reach on a hot shot.
Now they'll score that an error.
So that's our first error of the ball game. And after a really great start, we're going to see a pinch runner come on. A really great start by a pitcher, Morello, and now he finds himself in trouble with runners on the corners.
Number 2, Aaron Allen, out there to pinch run. Most of the times in this situation, you'll see a guy take off for second base. See, at this level, more times than not, they'll let the runner take second base with a runner at third base. And let's see if Allen go ahead and challenges the Titans here. Got a good lead off of first base.
So they're on the corners as Team Mizuno looks to strike first. And a line drive in between Lawrence and Knightley. It'll score the first run of the ball game as Kaufenstein comes in to score. An RBI single for Bo Willis. That's a clutch hit.
Now you gotta love Bo Willis who got that hit right there. He's a fan of the Chicago Cubs.
I know, that's my team.
I mean, that's
some heart there.
You know, usually these kids, their favorite team is the team that just won the World Series. He's a Cubs fan. You got to love that.
Team Mizuno bringing a pinch runner on. And there's 2 on with 2 outs. And Derek Cherry, the second baseman, has a chance to add to a 1-0 Team Mizuno lead. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
He was trying to hit that into the Atlantic Ocean right there, which is about 20 miles due east.
Cherry, a 7th grader. You talk about Alejandro Morello. You couldn't have asked for a better start to this inning. Back-to-back strikeouts, but you know what they say about the walks? They really come back to bite you.
Yeah,
and,
walk in the air. He's got to gather himself. He's in a jam right here. You don't want this to snowball into a crooked number. Good lead off a second by Allen.
Strike called. It's 1-2. Cherry is the 6th batter of this inning for Team Mizuno. And all the action has started with 2 away. And with foul back, Cherry stays alive.
Where he's missing on his pitches is he's missing up. So he's got to make sure he gets that elbow up, follows through. Get on top of the ball, get that downward action going with his arm. On a windy day like today, balls can fly out.
Got him, the 3rd strikeout of the inning, but the single for Willis scores the first run of the ball game. Mizuno leading it 1-0 as we head to the 2nd.
You want a shot at the national championship? 2013 Travel Ball National Championship Series could be your ticket. For more information, go to travelball.com. The road to the national championship starts here.
I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. And I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. And I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna know today, know today, know today. Now then maybe I will be okay.
Years before he was Sports Illustrated's chosen one, TravelBallSelect.com had already chosen 11-year-old Bryce Harper as an All-American. Go to the source for travel baseball national rankings and All-America teams, TravelBallSelect.com.
And so the SY Titans will come to the plate here in the top of the 2nd inning. It's a 1-0 Team Mizuno lead. And that error in the hit by pitch really was a big part of what happened.
Well, one good thing about Morello, though, he did close it out for the Titans. It didn't snowball into a big inning, and that's what you look for, these young men, that they faced the adversity early. Some of it was his doing, the other was the error, but he got out of it.
And so Galvin Hamovich will start off here in the 2nd inning.
Hamovich lists his hobbies as basketball, skiing, swimming at the beach, and he's a 2nd-degree black belt in Taekwondo. Where does he find the time to play baseball?
That's what I'm saying, especially at 12 years old. But, you know, they do a lot at 12 years old, don't they, Nick?
Oh, man, they're full of energy. I tell you, that Taekwondo probably helps him with his hand-eye coordination.
Talk about Brian Juarez. Unlike Morello, he got hit and gave up a single to Benson, and it gave up a couple hard-hit balls, but sometimes it takes some time to really settle in. And even at the major league level, Nick, we see pitchers take a little bit, and if they could get past that 1st inning, sometimes they're a lot better in the 2nd.
Well, you talk to major league pitchers, and they'll all tell you, we don't know what we have till we step on the mound and throw our first pitch.
And he's going to draw a walk. It's our first walk issued by Juarez.
I mean, you hear stories all the time, Bernie. Guy throws a no-hitter. He said, I had the worst bullpen prior to the game I ever had. I went out there and threw a no-hitter, and vice versa. Guy will be out there and struggle in the bullpen, or look good in the bullpen, go out to the mound and struggle. So you just never know. It's that first pitch jitters, as you said, when you come out there, the feel for the mound, because it's different than the mound you warmed up at, and it's just all making adjustments.
Here's Cole Knightley. Coach tells us he's a pure slugger and one of the best clutch hitters on the team. got an opportunity here with Hamovich on first. Pitch way upstairs, and it's popped straight up in the air. And that's going to go off Lindweber, the shortstop, but they're going to be able to tag the bag to get the out. Just one of those situations where Hamovich maybe needed to be sneaking towards second a little more.
He didn't play the pop-up right there. You got to take at least a third, if not half the way down, and he was hanging around there first base, and the base running mistake there got him.
So one away, and here's the pitcher, Alejandro Morello, with a chance to help out his cause. Pitch up and inside for a ball. It's got to be always great if you see, especially at the collegiate level and in the National League, the pitchers that have an opportunity to help themselves out. This one's slugged into right field, and it's going to fall for a base hit in front of Bryce Toney. And there's 2 on with 1 out. As Morello does just that, helping out his cause. That's the second hit of the ball game for the SY Titans.
Knightley just snuck in there at that time. He didn't slide into second base. It almost got thrown out on a force play. So a break there for the Titans.
The extra hitter, Ethan Cloyd, a right-hander. This one swung on and lifted to right field. That time it was played well by Toney. And Knightley is going to tag and advance to third, and so they're on the corners with 2 away.
That's a good swing right there. That ball was tagged to right field. And a nice job getting that ball in. Toney did a nice job mechanically in right field, gathered himself, made a nice throw into the infield, keep the runner who tagged up from going to second and third from scoring. So good opportunity to get that run back right here.
On the corners, 2 away. Isaac Coffey, the left fielder, with a chance to bring Knightley in to tie the ball game. Up and inside, a ball.
And another one of those first third situations where you like to challenge, and a lot of times at this level you'll see the runner at first base take off and see what the catcher will do. More times than not, they'll just throw it back to the pitcher.
Two and oh. And they're out to talk to Juarez in this critical junction early on in this game. They just play 6 innings here in USSSA and Travel Ball Select. So real quick games for 12-year-olds, and it's one of those situations where you want to take advantage when you can, Nick.
Yeah, the games, and there's time limits on the game as well, so you have to make do when you get the opportunity.
3-0, runner going, and this one's going to go into center field, and that is how the Titans will tie the ball game. Knightley comes in to score on the errant throw by Bo Willis. And so we'll see Morello move to second, and so there's a runner on second, and it's a 1-1 ball game.
Well, that's a stolen base for Morello, an error to allow the runner from third to score, and that's usually why they don't throw it down to second base at this level. Usually they'll just let the guy go, and more times than not, those kind of things will happen. Of course, as you get older, they'll go ahead and challenge that play.
2-1. Back up the middle. Juarez can't field it, and it's off the glove of Cherry. And so Coffey will get aboard.
Well, second error in as many opportunities right there. One on the throwing error, that one on the ground ball. But this one doesn't hurt. Runner does not score on the play.
And the 10th batter for the SY Titans is Hunter Bryan, the second baseman. At this level, Nick, the coaches have the opportunity, as this one will go outside, for a ball to either bat 10 in the lineup, or in USSSA and Travel Ball Select, an interesting thing that they can do to keep everybody involved that we'll see later today is you can bat your entire roster. So that is the other option that you have.
Well, talking about Hunter Bryant, he's batting near the bottom of the lineup, but his coach is telling us, David Lawrence said, don't let his size fool you. He's one of the best players on the team. Has a big opportunity here with 2 outs and get a big RBI, get his team the lead.
Check the runner back to first.
And that's what you have to teach these young men at this level. Don't worry so much about the base runners. You end up throwing the ball away with that runner at third base. Get the hitter. He's the guy that can hurt you.
Runner going again, and this time they will not throw down to second wisely.
Yeah, that's the normal motive in this situation with runners at third base. You don't want a chance to bad throw, and the next thing you know, you give up a run. Get the hitter.
Upstairs.
I got to tell you, it's got to be frustrating for a pitcher because Hunter Bryant, not very tall at all, as you can see. He's got a very small strike zone.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Down the first baseline, fair, and it's off the glove of the first baseman, Matt Santos, and it's going to score the second run of the ball game. And a little bit of jitters here early on, Nick.
Yeah,
that one defensively.
Yeah, that was a play that he probably should have made, and just hit under his glove, hit his foot, and scored it away. And Titans take advantage of the errors here.
And so we go back to the top of the lineup for the SY Titans, and Brandon Lawrence. Lawrence struck out in his first plate appearance.
Nice pickoff right there. Got him to end the inning.
And so that is how the side is retired, but the SY Titans strike back here in the top of the second. It's 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the second inning here in the Travel Bowl Miami Super Regional.
At 10 years old, Bryce Harper's father's best advice was,
"Son, you just gotta swing away."
And swing away he did.
Setting records in every age group he played.
And now at Major League All-Star as a rookie, as well as 2012 Rookie of the Year honors.
I've been using swing away since I was a kid, and I still use it as a pro.
Introducing the Bryce Harper MVP Edition. On sale for just $199 on swingaway.com. And now on sale at the Sports Authority.
Or swingaway.com.
The SY Titans claw back. It's a 2-1 ball game as we start the bottom of the second inning. And that's real good news for Alejandro Morello. Just had some bat breaks back in the first, but he was really throwing gas from what we saw early on.
And he has to just continue to do that. Just rear back, let the fastball get it done. Of course, he dropped a curveball to get the third out of the first inning to end it, but his fastball has been, as you said, dominant. He just go ahead and just challenge these hitters.
Taking a look at the travel ball teams that are here in Miami, the winner of this tournament not only is going to get an automatic bid to the Travel Bowl National Championships, but also to the NYBC, the National Youth Baseball Championships, and so much talent here. Texas team Mizuno comes in ranked 8th in the country in the preseason rankings, and the SY Titans come in ranked 10th. As we see the first pitch swinging for Tyler Linweber, and he hit it well, but into left field. Isaac Coffey has it for the first out of the second inning. But you talk about the preseason rankings, so much can change, but really a good start to talk about the teams to be ranked as high as they are going into this tournament.
And we're seeing some of the best 12U teams in the country right here in this tournament. And, the team from Miami, very heralded, we'll see later today. It's been a great field that they've assembled here. That's a big out. You score and get the lead, and you get the first out with one pitch to start the next inning. You get that, as I call it, the shutdown point. You throw that 0 up there after your team has scored. That's a big deal in baseball. Keep the momentum.
It's 0-2. To Bobby Latta. And Morello with a chance for his 4th strikeout of the ball game. They say went, got him swinging for strikeout number 4, and an impressive start here for the SY Titans pitcher.
That's what you need to do after your ball club scores. 2 quick outs. He's settling in.
So there's 2 away. And here's number 13, Matthew Santos, the third baseman. Swing and a miss.
Santos' favorite player, of course, if you're a Yankee fan, he goes, it's either Jeter or A-Rod, it seems like, and he's an A-Rod guy.
Well, so much history for Alex Rodriguez down here in South Florida played
Westminster Christian down in Dade County for famed coach Rich Hoffman. We had many big leaguers go through that program, Doug Minkiewicz.
And obviously at this level, that's still the dream, especially playing at as high a level as it is here at the travel ball level. These guys are some of the best youth baseball players. Certainly it's a long road ahead for these guys, but it's very likely that this weekend we are seeing some future pro players, some future Division I athletes here on this field.
I'm going to tell you what some of the most important things I saw when I looked through the bios of these players. This kid Santos, he's a straight A student, and to me that's the most important thing, because these kids are going to turn their talents into a college scholarship. The fact that he's a straight A student is going to give him all kinds of opportunities in that regard.
3-1. Swing and a miss, and that'll be a full count now, and a chance to see strikeout number 5 possibly for Morello. Here's the payoff pitch, and a walk issued at the bottom of the lineup, and that's where Morello got in trouble with a 2-out walk back in the first. And here's Kyle Reese. Team Mizuno returned 8 players from their 2012-11 and under roster, including 3 travel ball All-Americans. And Kyle Reese is one of the returners. That's the amazing thing, Nick, is some of these guys have been playing together with the same team, even from T-ball.
It's hard to believe. Some of these, I'm hearing stories that they played with each other for 6 years, some of these kids.
Fouled the other way.
I was fortunate enough growing up in North Miami Beach, Florida, not far from here, and playing high school ball with the guys I knew from neighborhoods and playing ball since we were 6, 7, 8 years old, and it's a nice camaraderie that you have. You know everybody's move.
The runner on first with 2 away. Santos reached on a walk, and he's down on strike. Strikeout number 5 of the ball game for Morello, and we are cruising through with the SY Titans out of California coming in as the number 10 ranked team in the country, but they lead it 2-1 after 2 innings of action here in the Miami Super Regional.
You want to play for the ring? You want to play on ESPN? Go to TravelBallSelect.com for information on the 2013 state championships in California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. Look out for additional states coming your way in 2014.
USSSA is the largest multi-sport athletic association in the world. Headquartered in beautiful Osceola County, Florida, USSSA has now grown to 3.7 million members, competing in 14 sanctioned sports. From fast-pitch softball, basketball, taekwondo, and golf to being one of the largest youth baseball programs in the country, USSSA has a sport for you. Log on to USSSA.com to find out how you can take part.
Play the best and play USSSA.
Top of the 3rd inning, and the SY Titans leading by a run. The team started by David Lawrence in 2010. He built a beautiful ballpark right near his farmlands in the scenic valleys of Santa Ynez, California. And he described that ballpark that they play in as the Field of Dreams.
Oh, it's lovely. It's 30 miles just north of beautiful Santa Barbara. The Central Coast, they call it. Wine country out there.
Brandon Lawrence struck out in his first plate appearance. Remember, we ended the 2nd inning on a pickoff, so he gets another chance against Brian Juarez.
He said it's nearby where they filmed the movie Sideways, which got critical acclaim. Yep.
I mean, you talk about the tournament. It's really impressive. You talk about having a tournament, a super regional, if you will, and having a team from California come all the way to Florida, especially at 12 years old.
Well, that's the thing. They got in, we were talking about it, 10:30 last night, checked in at a hotel, got some sleep, and they're out playing.
A walk issued to Brandon Lawrence. And so we see the leadoff hitter aboard for the first time in this ball game. And here is Brooks Lee, who lined out hard in his first plate appearance.
I love this kid's hobbies. Brooks Lee, surfing, swimming, shopping for shoes, and eating bacon. Oh, to be young, huh?
Yeah.
Eating bacon. Atta baby.
It was back in your college days, I'm sure, Nick. Pitch upstairs for a ball. Brooks Lee, All-American last year. The Titans return all 12 players from their roster.
His favorite player is a player that I think most young kids should look up to, Derek Jeter.
What do you like about Jeter's game?
Just the way he goes about his business. He's very professional. He doesn't get too high, too low. When he makes an error, he just keeps going, and he makes a great play. He's very steady. Just does everything right. He just conducts himself in a very professional manner.
Big time swing. This one crunched to the gap. And it's going to be caught by Harden back near the fence for the first out of the inning.
He gave that a ride. One of the deepest parts of the ballpark right there.
That's the longest hit ball we've seen today, Nick.
Good shot at a lead right there. What I like about the leads that these young men are taking is that they're right even with the base. They're not in front of it or behind it. They're what I call in the lane. That ensures that they're going to have the shortest distance between where they are right now and second base. So many times you'll see runners, they don't know where to stand. They'll stand like 2 feet behind the base, which actually lengthens the run. You don't want to do that. That's a nice lead right there.
And the runner going. Here's the throw down to second. It's high, and we see a stolen base.
That's a nice jump right there. A nice low takeaway. Boy, this kid has a clue on the bases right there. I like it.
So Brandon Lawrence with a stolen base. Inside, Benson's taking a ball back-to-back pitches. It's 2-0. Or excuse me, 1-1. They'll say that he didn't check his swing. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cooper Benson, who singled back in the first inning. This time he's going to ground to second. Cherry over to first.
And that's what we call a productive out. Move the runner over to third base, where he can score in a variety of different ways. You're going to make an out, make it productive. Hit the ball to the right side with the runner at second.
So Benson retired, and Sands is your batter. Biggest player on the team, they call him, Nick.
And I love it. His favorite player, and I don't know how, and he wears his number, Yogi Berra. That's amazing. He obviously has never seen Yogi Berra play, except on
probably film.
ESPN Classics or
right.
something. But that's a name you don't see a young 12-year-old ball player named Yogi Berra is his favorite player. I mean, that's a good one, but just usually doesn't stand out in the minds of kids this age.
Runner on third with 2 away. And Sands takes a called strike.
Sands also likes deep sea fishing. Well, he's in the right place. Hopefully he gets a chance to do so.
Oh, there's tons of great fishing right here.
Deep sea fishing right not far away.
Grounded to short. Lynn Weber gloves it and tosses over to first, and that's a brilliant play by the shortstop for Team Mizuno that saves a run as that retires a side and ends the threat of Lawrence scoring from third. So Team Mizuno showcases some great defense to end the third inning. We head to the bottom of the third. The SY Titans leading by a run.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You SSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
It's a 2-1 ball game here in Pembroke Shores Park. Beautiful afternoon, I'd say, for baseball. We had rain all day long in South Florida. You know, it's the funny thing about February. It rarely rains, and yet it did yesterday, but they were able to get this park in great shape and just a beautiful facility to have a tournament.
Yeah, all the college games got rained out yesterday in this area. And luckily, these young kids were scheduled to play on the Saturday.
It's the top of the lineup for Team Mizuno, trailing by a run here in the bottom of the third. These guys play 6-inning games, or 2 hours because we are in pool play. So much on the line, especially for 12-year-olds. You talk about the winner of this tournament not only making it to the Travel Ball Select National Championship and getting the automatic berth into that, but they also get into the NYBC, which is essentially the best of the Travel Ball associations. USSSA, AAU, Travel Ball also getting. This is the first at-large bid that will get in.
It's amazing how far it's come with the youth leagues and the travel part of it.
Harden struck out in his first plate appearance. Grounds to second, and Hunter Bryant is going to throw him out for the first out here of the third. Yeah, there's so much involved at this level, so much travel involved. I'm sure it wasn't like this back in your days.
No, I mean, I grew up in Miami, Florida, and going to Broward County was a big road trip for all stars at the end of the year. So this is huge. The first time I ever got on a plane to play baseball was going to the Junior College World Series in Grand Junction, Colorado with the Miami-Dade team and great coach Demi Maneri.
Bunt of the year and foul.
Of course, at the University of Florida, we had our own plane, but now you're talking about the Division I level in the SEC. These kids are doing it at age 12. This is going to become old hat to them. And I was talking to David Lawrence with the Titans, and he said, "Yeah, we've been on ESPN3. It's probably our third time now."
Crazy, right?
Kids are used to it. Not the case for the Mizuno club. This is their first time with the national exposure.
Fouled back and away for Tony. 5 strikeouts in the ball game for the SY Titans pitcher so far. So much into what we see right now at this level is really about learning the fundamentals, Nick.
That's really all it is. You have to learn that first.
Down on strikes, that's strikeout number 6.
Yeah, the base running part of it very much overlooked at every level. So you have to learn that. Obviously, the correct fundamentals of fielding the routine ground balls, the correct plane of the swing. Just plain old play and catch. You gotta learn the fundamentals of that at this age. And of course, when you're pitching, throwing strikes, number 1 part of the game.
Adam Koffenstein, he was hit by a pitch and he scored the only run of the ball game for Team Mizuno. It's 0-1. You saw some heat from Morello, but that was a little bit off speed. He really got Koffenstein out in front.
Yeah, Koffenstein's like, where did that pitch come from? I'm locked in on a fastball. That's not fair.
Popped up, and it's 0-2. Two outs in the inning here in the top of the third. Grounded to the shortstop. Lawrence over to first. Got him in time. A bullet from Brandon Lawrence over to first. And that completes the third inning of action. We move to the fourth here in the Travel Ball Select Miami Super Regional. And it's the SY Titans, the number 10 team in the country, leading by a run.
At 10 years old, Bryce Harper's father's best advice was,
Son, you just gotta swing away.
and swing away he did.
Setting records in every age group he played.
And now at Major League All-Star as a rookie, as well as 2012 Rookie of the Year honors.
I've been using swing away since I was a kid, and I still use it as a pro.
Introducing the Bryce Harper MVP Edition. On sale for just $199 on swingaway.com. And now on sale at the Sports Authority.
Or swingaway.com.
He almost cut that off.
Derek Cherry in to pitch here on the top of the fourth. SY Titans leading it 2-1. Got to keep the arms nice and loose here on a long weekend. These guys play so much baseball on a weekend at this level.
And that's like, you like to see the hobbies that these kids have, because you got to do other things. It can't be 24/7 baseball. If you play too much baseball, it becomes like medicine after a while. You got to have diverse things to take your mind off the game. That's why I like to see the different sports that the kids listed as their hobbies. They're in basketball, they play in basketball season, and football season. It's always good to see the diversity. Play all the sports.
Pitch low to Hamovich. He walked back in the second inning. It's Hamovich, Knightley, and Morello. Grounded down the line. We'll say it's foul. Awfully close there.
Well, from here it looked fair, but just missed to get an extra base hit, something down the line. You can see the beautiful day, nice facilities here. We're probably about 15 minutes away from where the Florida Marlins used to play before they got their stadium and became the Miami Marlins.
Sun Life Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins. There's a lot of talent that comes, especially athletically, down here in South Florida. Talk about all the talent through the years as we see Hamovich get a base hit to start the fourth inning. So many great baseball players have gone through the system down here in Miami. Great football players. Just an area that breeds a lot of talent.
And the reason, obviously, is the facilities, the weather. You can go out on a daily basis and just play the game. You don't have to worry about weather, snow. You just go out and play, and that's how you hone your skills.
Cole Knightley down the first baseline. Fair ball. And that's going to go off the glove of the second baseman, Matthew Santos. And an error there is going to put Hamovich on third. And so they're on the corners. And it should have been a sacrifice for out number one. Instead, they're on the corners with nobody away.
Yeah, scored out a sacrifice and an error on the second baseman for dropping the throw. The throw was there. And that's what happens. Now, we talked about this earlier, Bernie. When you have young kids at this age dropping down good bunts, it wreaks havoc with the defense, as you can see right there, because it looked like he completed the sacrifice, but remember I just said you got to learn to just play catch. And that's what burned him. That is so important, just be able to pick up a ball, throw it, and catch it at this level.
A pitch out there to Morello, and he swings through it. It's 0-1. Back up the middle. They'll tag second and get one. They'll throw to first, and they'll get the double play, but this run does score. And so it's 3-1, but there's some good defense.
How about that nifty play right there?
So the third run of the ball game comes on a double play.
Tyler Lynn Weber goes over the bag. Says, wait a minute, I'll come back, get it with my right foot, and make a throw all in one motion. That's a great play on any level. Fantastic stuff right there. A run scores, but 2 outs on one pitch. You take that trade off any day.
So Morello grounds it to a double play, 2 outs in the inning. And Ethan Cloyd is your batter.
How about that? I mean, the young man, Lynn Weber, went all the way to his left, crossed over towards the second base part of the field, came back, tagged the bag, and threw it to first for a double play. I don't know if we'll see a better defensive play all day today.
Takes a called strike. This one, line to the gap. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Cloyd's on his way to second, and he's got a double.
Aaron Allen with a good strong throw from deep left center field. A nice job of hitting here by Cloyd. Now watch Allen pick it up and get rid of this ball. Ball had a lot of carry to it. One of the best hit balls we've seen today right there by Cloyd.
So 2 outs and a runner on second, and the Titans trying to score their second run of the inning with Isaac Coffey at the plate. Excuse me, they'll have Eli Curran come to the plate. It's late in the game, especially early in pool play. You like to use your bench as much as you can, Nick, and it's great to see some youngsters getting an opportunity here. So Eli Curran is the pinch hitter. Hitting in the 9-hole. And Derek Cherry has had kind of a whirlwind of an inning outside of that great defensive double play by Lynn Weber. It's been a rocky start. Curran takes a called strike. It's 2-1.
And at any level, when you have 2 outs, that runner at third base, pressure on the catcher.
Swing and a miss.
Well, Willis back there. He's going to take care of anything thrown low.
He's down on strikes, and the side is retired, but not before the SY Titans score their third run of the ball game. A double play by Lynn Weber, though, has kept Team Mizuno in the ball game. They trail by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning.
You want a shot at the national championship? The 2013 Travel Ball National Championship Series could be your ticket. For more information, go to travelball.com. The road to the national championship starts here. Years before he was Sports Illustrated's chosen one, TravelBallSelect.com had already chosen 11-year-old Bryce Harper as an All-American. Go to the source for travel baseball national rankings and All-America teams, TravelBallSelect.com.
Bottom of the fourth inning. And it's a 3-1 ball game. Team Mizuno trailing 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth.
And Cooper Benson is on the pitch for the Titans. Benson with a 1.25 ERA struck out 53 batters in only 38 innings. The kid they call Coop called on here to keep Mizuno in that 2-run lead. 3-1 here as we are in the bottom of the fourth. Starting to get a little late.
Remember, just a six-inning game. That's why Titans ranked 10th in the country coming into this ball game. Team Mizuno out of Houston, Texas, ranked 8th. And it's Juarez, Bo Willis, and Derek Cherry due up. Juarez was the starting pitcher for Team Mizuno. Got him to chase one well off the plate. It's 0-2.
Now, one of the things you'll see when you see the catchers at this level, when they catch the ball from the pitchers, you'll see their gloves move. As they get older, they're going to be very conscious of keeping that glove very still when the ball hits it.
And why is that, Nick?
Well, first of all, it's the strength. Your arm probably can't handle the velocity of a pitch. When your body gets stronger, your forearms get stronger, you'll be able to, what they call, frame the ball a little bit better. But that's a technique you're going to have to learn.
Got him down on strikes, and there's one away. That's a good start for the new pitcher for the SY Titans, getting a strikeout to start here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Talk about that coming in relief. Coop, as they call him. And All-American and Travel Ball Select getting the strikeout. Here's Bo Willis, a catcher.
And of course his favorite player is Bo Jackson.
Bo knows, right?
Absolutely.
Former great Auburn Tiger on the football field, on the baseball diamond.
And a great ESPN 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson that's been running last month and this month about Bo's career. Make sure you see that.
And Benson looking for back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning here off in the bottom of the fourth. Willis fouled it away.
If Bo Jackson did not get hurt, it's amazing the things he could have done in baseball. Ended up playing that 1 year with the, I believe it was the metal hip, tried to play, the hip replacement. He wasn't awful with it, but he wasn't Bo.
Well, I mean, you talk about being a two-sport athlete like he was. I mean, it's really unbelievable. You talk about these guys at this age and how important it is for them to be well-rounded and how that helps their careers. But you talk about being able to carry it on from a 12-year-old level to, Division I SEC and then onto the professionals is unbelievable. As we'll see, Willis with a base hit, a one-out single here in the fourth inning. Nice piece of hitting by Willis, and that's his second base hit of the ball game.
Well, just like anything else, you get on base, start the domino effect. Start bunching up hits, put pressure on the defense. It's all about that.
And we see a pinch runner come in. Number 3, that's Bobby Latta. come in to run with 1 out as Derek Cherry, who's the new Texas Team Mizuno pitcher, comes to the plate. Cherry struck out in his first plate appearance back in the first. Big cut there, fouls it back. What are you looking for as a batter at this level? What type of fundamentals do you look for a 12-year-old to start to grasp?
You want to make sure that he gets his front foot down before he starts his swing. Hands start to swing. Make sure that the hands, there's a little motion in the hands as he's sitting waiting for the pitch. Make sure that when he throws his hands towards the pitch, the knob end of the bat is facing towards the pitcher. That ensures that you're going to get a nice compact swing, and you work on that through tee work. The tee ball, it's very interesting. When these kids are playing 5 and 6 years old tee ball, they learn these uppercut swings because they hit the ball in the air, and a 6-year-old can't catch a pop-up. But when they get older, when you work tee work, you got to hit down on the ball and get more of the line drive compact swing, and that's what I'm talking about. You want to take that knob into the bat and face it right towards the pitcher.
Runner going, pickoff works, and Lotta is caught on a rundown. And this is pretty good execution here for the SY Titans. Will make the tag.
Well, usually at this level, the more throws you make, advantage base runner, someone's going to probably make a bad throw or drop the ball, but maybe a few throws too many, but it was all clean. They all made the catches. And one of the things you have to look for in a base runner, and a lot of could have happened to him there, is once a guy throws the ball, make sure you turn around and maybe run at the guy that's in the baseline and get an interference call. That was the back end of that play, and it was very aggressive on the tag.
So Cherry's at the plate now with 2 outs in the inning, and the base is empty, and that's in some ways a big mistake for Team Mizuno because you're down by 2 runs in this situation too, so you really hate to lose a base runner. This one driven well, driven deep, and it's off the left field wall. It certainly would have scored the second run of the game, as it's going to be a double for Derek Cherry. And you go back to that base running error by Bobby Lotta, and it looks even bigger after that long fly ball.
Ball was hit deep, and it's all about right now the 2-run lead, throwing strikes, and you give up a double, so what? You still have a 2-run lead. But now Team Mizuno would like to get that RBI with 2 outs here, get this into a 1-run scenario.
And some words for Tyler Lindweber, who's due up next. Two outs and a runner in scoring position for Team Mizuno out of Houston, Texas, going up against SY Titans out of California. 12 and under baseball on the top teams in the country here in the Miami Super Regional. Swing and a miss there for strike number 1.
And I'm assuming SY standing for the beautiful Santa Ynez Valley there. Beautiful country in California, Santa Ynez.
Lindweber is the batter. He popped out in his first plate appearance.
You don't want to get greedy here, worrying about base runners. That's a tie and run at the plate. Potential tie run, get the hitter.
AAA Aaron Allen is on to pinch run at second with plenty of speed.
And again, just way too much time worrying about a base runner here. That's a very difficult move for a lefty to pick off a runner at second base. It's a very cumbersome move. You may want to forget about that.
One ball, one strike off the outside corner of the plate.
That's what happens when you worry too much about the base runner. Then you're not picking up and keying in on the catcher's mitt. I've had pitchers do that as a minor league manager. I'll call timeout and go out there and go, I don't even want you looking at him at second base. If he steals third, fine. If they're down 2 runs and want to chance it, we'll let them do it. You're doing us a favor.
1-1.
There's one guy that can hurt you in this situation. It's the guy at the plate. That base runner is not going to score from second base on a steal. They can only get to third.
And especially with a situation where there being 2 outs, too.
Yeah. Now you got 1 pitch away. Don't even look in at second. Pick up that catcher's mitt. Go to your target. See, that's too much. That's too much playing around.
Benson looks in, runner going, swing and a miss. Got him, the second strikeout of the ball game for Cooper Benson in relief. And the SY Titans get out of the bottom of the 4th unblemished. They'll head to the 5th with a 2-run lead over Team Mizuno out of Houston, Texas.
USSSA is the largest multi-sport athletic association in the world. Headquartered in beautiful Osceola County, Florida, USSSA has now grown to 3.7 million members, competing in 14 sanctioned sports. From fast-pitch softball, basketball, taekwondo, and golf to being one of the largest youth baseball programs in the country, USSSA has a sport for you. Log on to USSSA.com to find out how you can take part.
Play the best and play USSSA.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You SSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
It's the 5th inning from Miami. SY Titans out of California with a 2-run lead, a chance to add to it. And it's so funny, and Nick, talking about in the break, you were up calling the Florida Gator Duke game last night in Gainesville, and this exact same scenario happens even at the Division I level.
Well, yeah, you see it at the major league level, and you see it at the minor league level for sure. And I know that firsthand experience at the minor league level, where you have pitchers that are a strike away from getting out of an inning, worrying about base runners when they have a 2-run lead, and it's you just see it at every level. And you've got to make sure, if you're a pitcher, know the situation, know it's the guy at the plate with a bat in his hand that could tie the game, not the base runner.
It's Hunter Bryan in the 10-hole leading off here in the 5th inning. The Titans scored 3 times, twice in the 2nd. They added a run in the 4th. And good pitching, good defense. The story, Nick, in some ways of this game that was low scoring, especially if you take a look at the Team Mizuno side, getting that double play really helped them get out of the 4th inning, which was starting to look like a lot of trouble.
We saw some early errors, and the jitters, of course, caused those. But this game has settled into a nice, clean ball game.
Bottom of the lineup for the Titans to start off action here in the 5th. Grounded foul down the 3rd base line.
Hunter Bryan, his favorite player, Mike Trout. However, his favorite team is the Dodgers, so go figure.
Oh, California boy.
Yeah, you would think it'd be a Dodger player.
Yeah. Full count.
He had to go all the way down to Orange County to get his favorite player. That's a schlep.
The 3-2 is fouled back.
I guess he didn't approve of the Hanley-Ramirez trade?
I wouldn't think so.
I guess not. Because he wasn't impressed by Hanley.
Here's the payoff pitch, and it is ripped and caught. Lynn Weber with a brilliant leaping grab at short. And how about that for some terrific defense by Team Mizuno's shortstop? We saw him get the double play here, and he was money leaping and grabbing and reaching this one out of the air.
The human highlight reel defensively.
And Brandon Lawrence didn't waste any time ripping that one into right field, and he'll have a one-out base hit. It's the second time he's reached in the ballgame after walking in the third. We're back to the top of the lineup for the SY Titans.
Well, we've seen 2 hard hit balls in a row. That should cause a little bit of concern for the Mizuno team.
Derek Cherry is on in relief for Brian Juarez. You see that a lot at this level as we see a runner going, and Lawrence is on his way to second, and he's in there with a stolen base. You said you love the way this guy runs the base pass, and looked good again there.
Couple of stolen bases on the day. Long legs, gets that stride going. Don't be surprised if he doesn't take off at third.
This team's going to be traveling around the country, going to Cooperstown this summer.
Oh, my goodness.
Hoping to make the national championship. What a journey it is to go to Cooperstown,
Wow.
especially for these guys
Wow.
to, you know, especially at 12 years old, to understand the history of the game.
I was 14 on my first trip to Cooperstown, actually 13, and I was awed by the whole thing. These guys get to see Cooperstown, the museum, and get to play.
Brooks Lee swing and a miss. It's 1-2. The Titans 11 and under, runner-up at the USSSA Elite World Series at ESPN Wide World of Sports. Get to play at this level in so many terrific ballparks, Nick. You got a beautiful one here. Talk about playing in Cooperstown, the Elite World Series at ESPN. That's one of the finer ballparks in the country as well, where the Braves have spring training. As you see, Lee is going to reach, and look at Lawrence, opportunistic, comes in to score the 4th run of the ball game, and that's just a throw that should have never been made.
Well, if it is, you got to at least look the runner down at third base, and he never did. And that's where Lawrence, we talked about him being a good, astute base runner. You could see it. He knew exactly what was happening. He read the catcher. The catcher didn't look down at him, and once he let go of the ball to first base, he walks into home plate. So actually goes as a stolen base. He gets third on the wild pitch and steals on the throw.
So that's his second steal after getting a single. In just the 5th inning, he had a steal earlier in the game in the third.
3 on the game.
And Team Mizuno huddling here, now trailing by 3, and we're late in the ball game where Team Mizuno's down to their final 6 outs. And the clock in some ways running against them as well, because we're in pool play action, just a 2-hour game. So they have about 30 minutes left in this ball game. Still looks like plenty of time to play the final 2 innings. But one of those where you really desperately need to try to work your way and get out of this inning. It was a drop third strike, and Lee was able to reach first, so there actually is only 1 out with a runner on first. And Cooper Benson, who's come in and thrown well for the Titans, is at the plate with a runner on first.
I love what he put down as his hobby, Cooper Benson, batting practice. It's quite a hobby. Hitting home runs. That'd be a good hobby.
Yeah. all day long, right?
Right.
I guess you need one to get the other.
What's your hobby? Hitting line drives.
They'll tag first for the second out, and Benson is retired. Lee moves to second. And the cleanup hitter, Connor Sands, now 0 for 2 in the ball game. 2 groundouts so far. And he keeps it on the ground there, but it's going to work. Throw was cut off. I think it may have made it to the plate. Instead, we'll see Lee come in to score. So the third one on the ground for Connor Sands works for an RBI single. And the Titans lead it 5-1.
Yeah, that ball inadvertently cut off right there. Looks like we might have had a play at the plate, because that was a good throw by Allen in center field, who possesses a very, very good arm. Let's see right here. As Allen unleashes him, that looked like it was going right to home.
Hamovich, they move quick at this level. Tough to get a replay in. Sands goes to third. Hamovich hammered it over the center fielder's head, and he is on second. So there's runners on second and third with 2 outs, and an opportunity for the Titans to kind of blow this ball game wide open. Already leading by 4 with 2 in this inning.
Travis Welker, the hitter here.
Big opportunity for him. And he hammers this to left, but it was on a line taken by the left fielder, Kyle Reese, to retire the side, but not before the Titans tack on 2 more. And in a big way, they lead it by 4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here in the Travel Ball Select Miami Super Regional.
At 10 years old, Bryce Harper's father's best advice was,
"Son, you just gotta swing away."
And swing away he did.
Setting records in every age group he played.
And now as Major League All-Star as a rookie, as well as 2012 Rookie of the Year honors.
I've been using swing away since I was a kid, and I still use it as a pro.
Introducing the Bryce Harper MVP Edition. On sale for just $199 on swingaway.com. And now on sale at the Sports Authority.
Or swingaway.com.
Bottom of the 5th, Team Mizuno trailing by 4 in the Travel Ball Select Miami Super Regional.
They don't measure this service, so it should be Matthew Sanchez, but they got a different version, so don't put my thing on.
And big opportunity here late in the game. You take a look at Team Mizuno trying to work their way back in the ball game. And we're at the bottom of the lineup, and this is where you just start to run out of opportunities. This is Bobby Lotta, number 23. And that's the strange thing. You talk about I guess in some ways, puberty at this level, because you got all sorts of guys here on the roster. Some guys that are mistaken as coaches, they're so tall, and you got some guys that just haven't gone through that growth spurt.
And you fast forward 5-6 years, you know the taller guys get passed up by the shorter guys who do hit that growth spurt and just develop better. But at this level, you do have different sizes and body types, and guys are stronger, maybe throw harder right now, but a couple of years from now, it's the smaller kids that sometimes develop even better into the next level, which would be high school.
A lot of struck out at his first plate appearance. He'll foul this one back, and he's behind 0-2. And that's what I'd assume at this level, Nick, and you've been all the way up the rings and even coached at the professional level. The fundamentals have to be so important in finding the right coach to teach your student athlete the right things.
Well, that's the key. You want to teach the right fundamentals on a daily basis. And just the word drill, drill it in, the fact that they have to mechanically throw the ball. I just did a minor league camp for 2 weeks, a Florida minor league camp in St. Petersburg. We were dealing with minor league guys, and all we did was a lot of fundamental work every day. And for 2 weeks nonstop, this is the kind of thing that even at the professional level you have to keep working on. This game is a great game, but it's a very difficult game to play consistently, and you have to keep working on these fundamentals.
Matthew Santos walked in his first plate appearance back in the second. And I would assume that's an interesting lesson for athletes, especially even at this age, to learn that all the way up, the fundamentals and the practice is so important.
And, you know, dealing with not a lot of these major league teams now, like Detroit and the Rays, they have what they call mental coaches. Greg Riddock with the Rays and Brian Peterson with the Tigers, and they deal with, look, this is a game of failure where 7 outs out of 10 get you in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of failure, so people are recognizing the psychology of it and how to deal with those bad days on the baseball field and put them aside. Some players can't handle it even at the professional level. It's all about, and the number one thing that these kids have to understand at this age, the number one thing is, did you have fun today? Did you have fun? Win, lose, whatever. The world is not going to stop and end with a victory here at age 12. Did you have fun playing ball? Do you want to play tomorrow because of it? That's the key to this whole thing.
See Santos down on strikes and back-to-back strikeouts to start the fifth. It's the maturation process at every level, and especially here at 12 years old. Talk about Kyle Reese coming to the plate with 2 away now. You want these kids to really enjoy the game and keep the dream alive. That's where the trips to Cooperstown and all that really probably can light the spark, if you will.
And if they're having fun doing it, they're going to want to practice the fundamentals. They're going to want to get better. They're going to want to come out, hey, let's practice. Come on, Dad, let's play catch. If it's fun for them, nonstop fun, they're going to get better on their own because they're going to want to practice.
Down and inside.
And that's the great thing about these coaches. They're finding that happy medium between teaching, making the player successful, but, of course, making sure they're having fun in the process.
Yeah, they say that one caught the plate for a strike, and it's 1-2. We've seen some good pitching today. What are you looking for as a pitcher, Nick, at this level?
Well, we saw right there, nice repeatable mechanics from the pitcher right there, repeating that delivery, which he did a nice job that inning.
Strikeout to retire the side. 5 innings in the books here from Pembroke Shores Park. It's the SY Titans from California leading by 4.
USSSA is the largest multi-sport athletic association in the world. Headquartered in beautiful Osceola County, Florida, USSSA has now grown to 3.7 million members, competing in 14 sanctioned sports. From fast-pitch softball, basketball, taekwondo, and golf to being one of the largest youth baseball programs in the country, USSSA has a sport for you. Log on to USSSA.com to find out how you can take part.
Play the best and play USSSA.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
Five to 1 here. This is the final inning for 12-year-olds. The sixth inning, it's a 5-1 lead. The Titans have really poured it on in the last couple of innings, where 4 of their 5 runs have come from the third inning on. We'll see a new pitcher for Team Mizuno. Bryce Toney is going to come in to throw. I know we were talking about the fundamentals for these players, you know, learning, especially as a pitcher, there's so much involved, especially growing up, of learning the right mechanics, and that certainly helps protect you not only as a 12-year-old, but you know, we see it when you and I call SEC baseball, players that just struggle with their arm, especially later in their career.
And again, the repeatable delivery, nice clean motion, elbows, everything. You're not flying open too soon and putting undue stress on your arm, which causes injury. That's why I like kids at this age, realistically, just to throw a fastball and a changeup. And a fastball and a changeup gets you a long way.
Morello is your batter.
The Tampa Bay Rays have an all-star closer, Fernando Rodney. That's all he throws.
Morello, Floyd, Coffee.
Well, Titans here have a chance to really blow this thing open. Uh-oh.
Could be 2. And it is. How about the shortstop, Lynn Weber, like a seasoned veteran there at short, turning the double play.
That was a nice play all the way around. Nice feed. A nice turn by Lynn Weber.
And so there's 2 outs. Opposite field line drive and a hit for Eli Kernum. So there's 1 on with 2 outs. And Hunter Bryce now with an opportunity here in the 6th. The Titans already with a 4-run advantage in the ball game.
Hunter Bryan lined out to Lynn Weber his last time up, ball right on the screws.
Takes a strike call. Up and in. You know, talk about the training and the fundamentals, but it's still really difficult to teach athleticism. It's just something that is inherent, and that's certainly what we've seen from Team Mizuno shortstop in this ball game. As you see Koffenstein toss over to first, retire the side. Team Mizuno's down to their final 3 outs, trailing the SY Titans by 4 here in the Travel Ball Select Miami Super Regional.
USSSA is the largest multi-sport athletic association in the world. Headquartered in beautiful Osceola County, Florida, USSSA has now grown to 3.7 million members, competing in 14 sanctioned sports. From fast-pitch softball, basketball, taekwondo, and golf to being one of the largest youth baseball programs in the country, USSSA has a sport for you. Log on to USSSA.com to find out how you can take part.
Play the best and play USSSA.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
You USSSA members, you could save money on your auto insurance. Call a local Nationwide agent or 1-866-556-SAVE.
Bottom of the 6th, Team Mizuno's down to their final 3 outs. Pool play here. The 10th team in the country, the SY Titans, number 8 team in the country out of Houston. Team Mizuno and Cooper Benson will try to close things off. Seen a lot of strikeouts thrown by the SY Titans today, the team that was a runner-up last year at the 11 and under Elite World Series for USSSA at ESPN Wide World of Sports. This is AAA Aaron Allen, who's going to come in. We've seen him come in and run, but now he's going to come in and swing here to start the bottom of the 6th. What a big specimen, if you will. To talk about, this guy's 12 years old, and he's got a big presence out there. Excuse me, it's Peyton Harden. I apologize. The two look very similar.
And it was really Harden that's been making all those throws from the outfield. I've been giving Aaron Allen some credit, but it's Harden that's had that great arm from center field.
Swing and a miss.
Talking about repeatable deliveries, you're seeing one right here. That's a tough customer on the mound right there in Cooper Benson. Kid knows what he's doing on that mound.
He's got 5 strikeouts in relief. And he's really throwing some heat here.
I mean, you can actually just look at the mound presence right there. Nice balance when he starts.
Got him swinging. And if you look back in your scorebook, that is 5 strikeouts in a row for Cooper Benson.
He points that shoulder at the target and he doesn't fly open. He knows exactly what he's doing out there.
Bryce Toney now, he's struck out twice in the ball game.
could see where we were talking about when he came in the game, he struck out 53 batters in 38 innings coming in. Well, that ratio is going to get even better.
A 1 gets a called strike at 0-2, and I think that's what's amazing even at this level, Nick, just to think about, you talk about the strikeouts to innings, but even just keeping the walks down at 12 years old. Oftentimes, I remember back when I played youth baseball, sometimes it was like a walk fest because the pitchers struggle with their control that much.
You're just playing catch with the catcher. It's all you're doing, hitting the glove.
Got him. Called strike 3.
I see no end in sight on this strikeout train.
That's a total of 6 strikeouts. Excuse me, 7 strikeouts.
And 6 in a row.
And Team Mizuno is now down to their final out. And Adam Kaufenstein. Well, it's our first of 3 games, Nick, and an impressive look at a lot of talented young players so far.
This team from California, they are talented.
Off the outside corner of the plate later tonight, number 1 versus number 2 in the preseason rankings. California Diamond Stingrays against Team MVP out of South Florida.
That game's going to get loud.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling.
That'll be prime time at 8:30 under the lights. We got another one coming up at the top of the hour at 6 as well. So plenty of great baseball on the air on a beautiful day here in Miami. The 1-1. Excuse me, that'll make it 2-2. Benson looking for strikeout number 8, and he's got it. 8 strikeouts for Cooper Benson in relief, and that will do it for this ball game. Cooper Benson strikes out 8, including the last 7 Team Mizuno batters he faced, and it is a final score in this one. The SY Titans win it by a score of 5-1.
How impressive was Cooper Benson closing this thing out? He didn't even need his fielders behind him for the last couple innings. He just carved them up, and that's a nice start for the Titans. This is a team that got in at 10:30 last night, got to bed, came out, and got the business done.
It's a final score here in the Travel Ball Select Miami Super Regional. The SY Titans win our first of 3 games we'll have for you on ESPN, 5-1. Stay with us. Game number 2 coming your way at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll have it on the air here from Miami. That'll do it for our broadcast. For our entire crew and Nick Belmonte, I'm Bernie Gunther saying so long from Pembroke Shores Park here in beautiful South Florida. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.